Hey there everyone. Today I wanted to try something a little new. I'm going to be doing my very first reaction video, and I'm going to be reacting to some hands that were played at the most recent USBCs, the United States Bridge Championships. And we're going to be following an old friend of mine, John Kraniak. He plays for the Spector team, who happened to win the event this year. So they will be representing the United States in the Bermuda Bowl in 2023, next year. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it. Alright, here's the website that has VuGraph archives, so recordings of all the hands. I'm not very familiar with the site. It's been about 6 years since I played professionally, and I used to use a different site to look at the VuGraph archives, so let's take a look. This is the first segment of the match. You can see up here they played 7 segments, I guess, and then probably got a concession because normally there's 8 segments played over 2 days. So the person I wanted to follow, John Kraniak, was in the open room. He's sitting north with his partner Vince DeMoy, and they're part of the Spector team, and they played up against the Reynolds team. This is the first round of the event, round of 16. Their teammates were Kevin Bathurst and John Hurd, 2 other players that I'm fairly familiar with, and I'm not that familiar with the opposing team, Joe Viola, Bill Hall, Lance Kerr, and Tom Reynolds. But looking at the scoreboard, I see a few sizable swings that happened over the course of the first segment. Obviously there's this large swing and 2 slams. Maybe we'll take a look at that in a minute, but I think I want to look at board 2. It looks like there were some interesting bidding questions. One side defended 4 spades and the other saved in 5 hearts, and a couple of small victories on both these hands netted Spector 5 imps. So let's take a look at that hand first. Okay, so what have we got here? Looks like a relatively long and complicated auction. So East opens a spade, or East opens a diamond. South, with a hand that looks a bit too strong to overcall in hearts, starts with a double, planning to bid hearts at his next opportunity. West comes in with a spade, which makes a lot of sense. He has a 6-card suit. 6 high card points. North has nothing to say. 2 spades by East looks a little strange to me. It's only 3-card support. I don't expect that West is promising a 5-card suit when they bid 1 spade in this situation. So East, with just a minimum opening hand, I guess didn't want to bid a no trump or 2 clubs to describe their hand, so they decide to support with 3 spades. I feel okay with that action. It's a little unfortunate just given the takeout double that South is likely to have 4-card spades, and playing in a 4-3 fit therefore doesn't have the potential upside that the suit could split, but it does look like the most reasonable action after taking a second look. So okay, 2 spades from East. South comes in with 3 hearts. South really needed to show the strength of their hand, and they still have quite a good hand for the auction, so they show their heart support. West bids 3 spades, and this is just a competitive bid. It's not suggesting any sort of invite to game. Most people would play something like a double, would show an invitational hand. So North obviously bids 4 hearts. They have 4-card trump support for their partner, and since this is imps, any side could be making a game, so we may as well bid ours. Pass, and West comes in with 4 spades again. A very reasonable choice, I would say. You might not expect to make 4 spades, but you also might expect the opponents are going to make 4 hearts. And you know your save is going to be fairly cheap, You have good distribution, a singleton heart, extra spade length. You may expect your partner to have 4-card spade support over there, which is maybe a downside to the 2 spade bid originally. But with this being imps, you probably want to take a cheap save. It's only going to cost you 100 or maybe 300 points. If the opponents look to be cold for game, which maybe they are, you do have an ace, but your spades don't look like they're going to pick up any tricks on defense. So your partner would really need to provide 3 defensive tricks for you. I think it's a bit thin. Additionally, maybe 4 spades happens to make, you know? Maybe we switch the king and queen of spades between these 2 hands and 4 spades is on a spade finesse. So there are ways in which this bid can work out and both sides make a game, or non-vulnerable against vulnerable, you just have a cheap save. So I like the bid overall. North decides to double. With what looks like 1 defensive trick maybe in the king of spades. Additionally, there is the added inference that West elected to only compete to 3 spades, as opposed to making a maximal double or something else that might suggest they were interested in game in the first place, and then over 4 hearts bid 4 spades. So West has announced that he is saving to the entire table. Or East-West Auction has announced that they're saving. So with the king of spades in reserve and partner having showed a very strong hand, it is reasonable to think that doubling this could provide some bonus. You know, you don't want partner really competing to 5 hearts. You have a very balanced type hand. You have minimal in the way of offense, a little extra defense in the spade suit, and you probably don't think that your side's making 11 tricks. But okay, so let's take a look at how the defense went. Opening club lead makes a lot of sense. We don't want to be leading diamonds because that's East suit. So, and leading a heart could be okay, but we probably have a lot of hearts on our side and West might just be void. It's probably better to try and set up extra tricks in a side suit somewhere, and for that to be the case, we probably are going to need to set up the club suit. Partner did make a takeout double of diamonds, but once they come in and bid 3 hearts, obviously they could have any sort of distribution. There's no guarantee they have club support with us, and you can see from their hand they don't. And after the 4 clubs lead is unable to be covered by South, North has a pretty good idea of what's going on. So for the defense, it looks like we have 2 spade tricks, the ace and king. We have a diamond trick and a heart trick, which would be 4 tricks. And that will defeat the contract. Now, I'm wondering if they're also going to get a club ruff. It would be ambitious, to say the least, to go after a club ruff on this hand. But it would be possible. The idea is that South would need to win the first trick with the ace, use the jack of hearts entry to their partner's hand to cross to ruff a club small. That would net them 1 heart, 2 high spades, a club ruff, and the king of diamonds for 2 down. So 7 clubs wins the trick. East leads a low spade. South does hop up with the spade ace. And unfortunately bangs down the heart queen. I say unfortunately, but I think this is the safest defense. South can already count to 4 tricks, and it's really not worthwhile risking that, for example here, West could have the singleton jack of hearts, and there wouldn't be much different about this auction in any way. I think everyone would bid the same thing, and you really don't want to be giving up a score of 590. So, South hoping that North maybe had jack third in hearts, goes after the Queen of Hearts lead, gets an encouraging signal, and then tries to cross to their partner for the club ruff, but the hearts were not as helpful as they might have appeared. And the club ruff does come, but it's just a minute late, so now we take the diamond finesse, South wins the king, and 9 tricks. Okay. That was, I would say, a well-judged hand by North-South, and then there was a point in the defense where South could have played for an extra under trick, but it comes with significant risk. Let's take a look at the other table. Can I click this to go over there? Okay. So let's see if they had a similar kind of auction. This time, East opened a diamond as well. 1 heart by South. So at this table, South judged that their hand wasn't too strong to just overcall heart. 2 hearts is a fascinating bit. So this was alerted and explained as 6 or more spades. I guess this is like a weak jump shift is how they play it, or maybe this is a invitational jump shift, judging just by the strength of West's hand. Okay, so 2 hearts showing 6 spades. 3 hearts by North, they have heart support. Makes a lot of sense. 9 or more hearts between them, so by the law of total tricks, they can bid up to the 3 level. It is a little ambitious, I would say, to bid 3 hearts on a hand like this, because your partner hasn't really promised a very strong hand with a 1 heart overcall. 1 level overcall, it could just be an 8 high card point hand with like ace, king, 5th of hearts. And if that's the case, I don't know, isn't it possible to lose 3 diamonds, a few clubs, a couple spades, and even a heart trick? And you might be going for 500 and 3 hearts against just a part score from the opponents. But okay, we have heart support. We may as well show it. Whoops, 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 whoops. So 3 spades by East. Again, very reasonable thing to do. We have 3 card support for partner. I still don't really know the range on this 2 heart bid. Judging from West's hand, it looks like I said it could either be treated as weak or invitational in this auction. So 3 spades, we have 9 total spades. Again, it makes sense to compete, especially because we have shortness in hearts and no wasted values there. 4 diamonds by South. Now South comes in to show a strong hand, but I think I just like bidding 4 hearts. You know, the opponents have done a lot of bidding. We have a doubleton spade, so our partner's expected spade length is probably 2 on this auction, with West holding 6 and East holding 3. We probably have a spade loser. You know, East opened a diamond, which is our 2nd suit, so we probably aren't going to get a lot of support from partner in that suit. I think just bidding 4 hearts and being done with the hand makes a lot of sense. But South maybe thinks that North's 3 heart bid carries a lot of weight and shows some extra values, more than what North has, which is reasonable given that North was vulnerable. So okay, South tries with 4 diamonds to suggest a little bit more. It feels like we aren't headed towards a slam, but okay. West bid 4 spades. Again, I think I like this bid. Similar to what I said about the other table's auction, we know we're saving in 4 hearts, over 4 hearts, and we may as well do that immediately. You know, we don't want the auction to go 4 diamonds, we pass, North bids 4 hearts to show a minimum, pass, pass, and now we bid 4 spades. Again, this shows weakness and tells the opponents that we're saving over their game, that we're making a sacrifice so that they should double us, and they should expect to beat our contract. By bidding 4 spades immediately, it's a little less clear. Now, again, based on the 2 heart bid, maybe North-South should already know that 4 spades here is a save, because 2 hearts probably does have some sort of limit to its hand strength. Although I guess it doesn't have to. Because it's a forcing Q bid, it is possible that 2 hearts could be bid on all forcing hands. I'm not that familiar with their system, with East-West system, so I can't really say for sure. But let's take a look at the rest of the auction. So pass, and south bids 5 hearts, and this is just a big no-no. We don't want to be doing this. You know, I do think that there probably is some lingering feelings from south in this auction that north needs to have a better hand for this 3 heart bid. And I kind of agree to some extent. You know, maybe the better action would be to double 2 hearts to just show some sort of raise and not really force our side to the 3 level when, like I said, we might be going for 500. But, you know, we already showed a strong hand by bidding 4 diamonds. We've told our partner we want to bid at least 4 hearts and that we're happy to play in 4 hearts on this hand, and we think we're going to make it. So when... You know, maybe I take this back again. Maybe north should be the one to double 4 spades. These auctions are a little complicated because you need to have solid partnership agreements about when certain things are forcing and what you expect out of different auctions. So it is possible that north-south thought they were in a forcing auction over 4 spades, and therefore north's pass indicated that they wanted to declare rather than defend. If that's the case, I disagree with north's choice. So I would tend to believe that north didn't think they were in a forcing auction. But I don't really see any other explanation for south's 5 hearts bid. You have a ton of defense. You have the spade ace, you have the diamond king, you have shortness and clubs, which, you know, you might get a club ruff, it's possible. And you do have the ace of hearts, which is probably worth a trick. And in terms of offense, you know, again, your partner's expected to have 2 spades, so you probably have a spade loser on this auction. It's, you know, both a blessing and a curse that partner has the king of spades, right? Because that king would probably have been better spent in a different suit. Like turn the king of spades and queen of clubs into the ace of clubs, and that's arguably a stronger hand for north. You know, and again, like the king of diamonds is a better defensive asset than an offensive one. It's entirely possible that you might get a diamond ruff against you in hearts. You know, diamond to the ace, the queen of diamonds comes back, you cover with the king, it gets ruffed, and now you have 3 diamond losers. Or 2 diamonds and a diamond ruff. So I don't like the decision to bid 5 hearts unless south thought they were in a forcing auction. In which case, okay. I mean, I could see it. We do have a singleton. The singleton club definitely suggests offense to me. The long heart suit headed by the ace, king, queen suggests offense. So let's take a look at how the defense went. Looks fairly straightforward. I expect to lose 2 diamonds and a club. 10 of spades opening lead, so I guess they're playing Ro16 leads. Second from touching honors. We pull some trumps. And duck a club, but eventually a diamond's gonna have to be led up to the king. And there it is. So 10 tricks and a well-fought 5 imps, I would say, for the Spector team. I like their decisions at both tables in the auction, and yeah, not much else to say about it. But these sort of small decisions do add up over time, and you can see, I guess if we go back to the scoreboard, they picked up 5 here, they picked up another 7 on this board, obviously this one, just a few imps here and there, and ended up getting a 37 to 5 imp lead in the match over the course of this set of boards. All right, let's quickly take a look at this. I'm curious about this hand. So it looks like there's a ton of tricks available in spades. I can see that there's a diamond void problem, so maybe that's what hung everyone up. Otherwise, the play looks very trivial and straightforward. Just pull trumps and run some clubs. Okay. So this was the open room. Let's check out how John Kraniak's teammates, Kevin Bathurst and John Hurd, bid this hand. So West opens a spade. East bids 2 clubs. They alerted as 2 or more clubs, so I assume they're just playing a normal 2/1 game forcing. It is notable that East didn't start with 2 hearts, which would normally show 5 or more hearts with a game force. I wonder if we'll see why that is later in the auction, but my guess, and something that I've always thought for a long time about slam bidding, is that you don't want to bid bad suits. When you have the potential to be in a slam going contract, showing a suit that's headed by the queen is not particularly helpful. Your partner is going to think that you have high cards in that suit, and if they're forced to guess whether you have the ace of that suit or the ace of another suit, they will probably guess incorrectly. Or, same thing goes for the king of that suit versus the king of another suit. So if your partner is expecting some extra tricks coming out of the heart suit from you during whatever the auction is and wherever they end up, then you're just not going to have it. So starting with 2 clubs, especially when you have spade support, you already know what suit's going to be trumps here. Well, to a large extent, you know what suit's going to be trumps. So you're happy to show clubs, then support spades, and then as the auction goes later, maybe you show your hearts, maybe you don't. Okay, so 2 clubs, 2 diamonds by West. No alert on this bid. I don't know if that was just a operator error. I think almost everyone plays 2 diamonds here is artificial. In this case, West does have diamonds. But okay, so 2 spades by East, we show our spade support. And then 3 hearts. So this is alerted as extras with hearts and short clubs. Interesting. Well, that's a very descriptive bid for this type of hand. So it looks like 2 diamonds really was natural. So okay, West has showed some extra values. I guess the extra value is only the 6th spade because they do have a 13 count. They showed spades, 4 diamonds, some hearts, and a club. Okay, 4 clubs by East. This is alerted as a serious slam try. Okay? So they bypassed 3 no trump. 3 no trump for them would be a non-serious slam try. It would just say, yes, we have a spade fit, I have some extra values, but unless you really have a maximum hand, we shouldn't be going to slam. 4 clubs is saying, I'm pretty sure we have a slam, let's try and find it. So 4 hearts by West, 4 no trump, asking for key cards, 5 spades, 2 key cards with the spade queen, 5 no trump, asking for kings, 6 hearts showing the heart king, and now 7 spades. Wow. Well, without knowing what's going through the players' heads, it's a little hard for me to comment on these actions, but bidding 4-0 with the diamond void, finding out you're missing an ace, which was in partner's presumed 2nd suit, diamonds, and then just assuming that the ace that you're missing is the diamond ace opposite your void when that's partner's longer suit feels a little strange to me. I wonder if they had some other agreements somewhere in here. Like maybe 3 hearts actually showed a stopper, although King Doubleton would be a stopper. Maybe, yeah, I don't know what to say. It seems like they gambled that the diamond ace was with the opponents, and that was the key card they were missing. Although it does look a little tricky to reach 7 spades without knowing something about the locations of the red suit honors, because even if you know the partner has the heart ace, you need them to have the heart king as well. I suppose if they were able to bid some sort of exclusion key card in diamonds, although most people don't allow for that when your partner has bid a suit naturally, such as 2 diamonds here. All right, I will tentatively say well done. You know, they got to the right contract, and I assume the play is fairly straightforward. It looks like we have 6 spades, 5 clubs, and 2 hearts off the top on basically any lead. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at the other table. Let's see how they handled everything. So 1 spade opening, 2 clubs again by East. I mentioned this before, I really like this bid over 2 hearts when we're in the slam territory. 2 spades by West, showing a 6-card suit. Although this has some drawbacks. So a lot of people like to make this 2 diamond bid artificial. Well, it looks like they were playing 2 clubs as natural. If 2 clubs, as in what happened at the other table, only shows a 2-card suit, then normally you want to use 2 diamonds artificial to clarify what kind of hand your partner has. In this case, I understand showing the 6 spade, although there is, you know, once partner bids 3 spades, you can't tell how many trumps you actually have between your hands. So partner could have a doubleton because you've already promised a 6-card suit. 3 no trump, a non-serious slam try by West. So note this time West is the one who was offering the prospects a slam. They're saying, if you don't have a super maximum hand, we aren't going to slam. I have a little bit extra, but not much. So that comes in the way of this distribution. The singleton club is not great, especially opposite partner's natural club suit. But West has a fairly strong hand with very few losers, 1 spade, 1 club, and 3 diamonds, so 5-loser hand. So East says, yep, I have a good hand, 4 clubs. West bids 4 hearts. Oh, you know what it is? I just realized. The 4 club serious slam try, 4 hearts probably shows the heart ace. Or maybe 4 hearts in addition with the 6 heart bid shows the heart ace king. So, okay, I take back what I said. This was a very well bid auction. East constructed the entire auction in a way to get the heart information out of their partner while finding out about the key cards. Although I suppose the spade king could be the diamond ace, in which case maybe East is thinking, well, we might just be on a spade finesse. So there are still some layouts in which the slam is not cold, but this is definitely a very strong contract. So yeah, I do like what East-West have done here with this auction. Okay, sorry. Let's jump back to the other table. I got distracted. So 4 clubs responding to the non-serious slam try is where we're at. 4 hearts by West. 5 diamonds by East. This feels exclusion-like. 5 hearts, probably an even number of key cards. 5 no trump. I feel like this should be asking for the spade queen and West has it. So I'm not really sure what the 6 spade bid is all about. But either way, this auction seems a little messy because if 5 diamonds indeed was exclusion, maybe 5 diamonds wasn't exclusion. Maybe 5 diamonds was simply a Q bid. 5 hearts was simply, you know, another heart control. So now East should know about the Ace King of Hearts if he believes this auction. And then 5 no. I don't really understand 5 no, no matter what's going on here. If 5 diamonds was exclusion, I think this is asking for the spade queen, in which case 6 spades wouldn't have been the bid. We would just jump to 7. And if 5 diamonds wasn't exclusion, 5 no feels like East wants West to be captain at this point, which I don't think West should be the captain of this auction. East is the one with all the distribution. West has already showed their entire hand. I mean, they showed 6-card spade suit, non-serious slam try, so some sort of minimum, and they've showed both the Ace and King of Hearts. What more does East care about? I mean, you care about the King and Queen of Spades, and that's it. So I wonder if East should have just bid 7 spades himself here, or maybe can try and start Q-bidding clubs and diamonds all over the place and hope that West gets the picture. But okay, so that was this hand. Again, I assume the play was over fairly quickly. Yep, 13 tricks claimed, and a big score for the Spector team. All right, well, that is all I wanted to take a look at, so hope you enjoyed. Let me jump back to this. Yeah, anyway, I might do some more of these, so comment down below if there are any hands you'd like for me to look at. I probably won't do like in-depth analyses, but just kind of give my thoughts and my first reactions to seeing a lot of these hands played by these great players. And that's it for now.